And then add to that a job description. For example, municipal manager, and the job description can't be we are a special municipality. It must actually say what his job is. And do they actually do those jobs?
Because the municipal manager cannot tell us what the municipality does. The mayor is also struggling to tell us what the municipality does.
Can you share with us about the municipality and investment that you had for the past 10 years? When you were using that investment, it didn't even take a year for you to bubudla it. What happened now? Thank you, Chair.
Few municipalities. Here I just wanted to ask, besides paying the salaries, what else is this municipality doing? Because I'm gathering that bulk of these municipalities, all they seem to be worried about is, and I think the Premier is still here. I think at some stage the elephant in the room here will be, when do we begin to discuss the role the provincial or the political leadership is playing or has played to date in the dysfunction of these municipalities? Because the political leadership at province and at these municipalities at some stage has to account. There's no way that a provincial leadership will look at deteriorating municipalities and not do anything to a point where municipalities get to the stage. I'm not here trying to posture politically. I know that it's a very touchy subject and it's not a subject that a lot of people want to discuss, especially on this platform. But I think maybe at some stage the Premier, I would like her to indulge us and tell us, over the past couple of years, what happened? Thank you, Chair.
You see, the problem here, the Auditor General says, we have raised these issues last year. They are the same. Now we're coming to you and we're saying, but you are here. These issues should have been taken care of. Now you are saying to us, yes, we told the municipalities that these things should be done. They didn't do them. Now we are saying, no. Once we tell them, they should do it. Now we're asking you, they have not done it already. What is your situation? Because now we have a responsibility over you. What do we do to you if you don't do what needs to be done to make sure that those things happen?
Is the municipality paying Mr. Pule for acting on 2 posts?
The audit committee receives the financial statements and they make comment. We only finalize after receiving the inputs.
Sorry, CFO. That is the second set. Firstly, you are required to have a 6 months financial statement. Did you submit those to audit committee and internal audit for review? That's our question. It's very simple. And 6 months have long passed. That's why we are asking that.
Chair, if I may just answer it straightforward. I can say in 23-24, there was no submission, there was no timely submission. But since 24 to date, we are submitting our documents on time, Chair.
And AG says you don't implement the recommendations.
We do implement recommendations, Chair. That is where we moved from 5 paragraphs qualifications, and we only having 1 paragraph of qualification.
I think simply, did you submit interim financial statements? 2. Now, my confusion with you is that you are becoming unclear with us in terms of to submit the information to AG, and that is in line with what I was asking above, that we are paying 15 million, I think it's 15 million nearly, to a particular service provider to assist you with, I believe it's with financial statements. How is it that you don't get favorable audit outcome? That is the question that I was asking, is straightforward.
In terms of overtime, inadequate overtime controls, there, Chair, there has been already consequences, but we picked that we should not be putting a lot of resources in terms of putting forms, putting processes in dealing with overtime is a highly costly exercise for us as the city. There were instances where we would do pre-approvals, but we are not certain, we did not have certainty that we could stick to issues of pre-approvals for overtime because we picked that there were manipulations in the same pre-approvals, where in some instances people who were in jail, for instance, would continue to get overtime. So we have picked those cases.
Because your corrective action doesn't speak to that this is the root cause and this is how we're going to be addressing it.
Respond, thanks.
Okay, now thanks, Chair. Let me first respond on the issue of the audit committee. I think the report of AGSA actually is to the contrary. Our audit committee is functioning. We have checked that the report of AGSA actually says it is a functioning audit committee. We can provide additional information on that. On the issue
Internal
of
audit, sorry.
yeah, even our internal audit is actually functioning, Chair. On the overall report, we are supplying comprehensive answers in relation to that. It is one of the committees that has been really functioning in the city. Our comprehensive report provided it in that regard because it's the key support to the audit committee that submits reports quarterly to the municipality. If you can check the information also is supplied. With regard to the city being a distressed city, our distressed financials, we are putting systems in place. The city currently, in terms of our rates and taxes, 92% of our collection is actually residential. So we need to build in government, we also need to build in the industry. The environment was not conducive. The instability that the executive mayor spoke about was not conducive for doing business in Mangaung, if I may say so. So we are creating those systems, we are creating normality. We have also, as I have reflected, we are building in capacity. It takes time to bring capacity, but we are thinking that this financial year in particular will have a balance in terms of the capacity that we have built. Let me answer the last one on
before you
overtime
do
share.
that, no, before you get there,
Yeah.
you sent us a set of slides at the beginning,
Yes.
and slide number 11, I'll read it to you.
Okay.
Non-functional audit committee, this is Mangaung. No evidence could be obtained that the audit committee advised the municipal,
Are done in as far as the internal audit.
which means what they expect to be done is not being done. That
Yes.
makes them non-functional.
Yes.
That makes them non-functional. Now we can't have a contradiction there.
Thank you, Chair. Chair. Firstly, I want to check on the non-functionality of internal audit and audit committee. What are the corrective actions again? That's one. Two, I want to check. I see that you have a consultant that you are using to assist you with your financial statements, but you are not getting positive audit outcomes. Please, can you elaborate on that? Lastly, I think this gives me an idea in terms of what is going on at a municipality. Luckily enough, I've been an internal auditor at a municipality before. You overpaid in terms of overtime. You overspent with 39 million. But now your corrective action doesn't speak to really fixing the root cause of the issue. Because really, if people are doing that, are getting more paid than they should, can you just please, give me some corrective action that deals with the root cause? What is the root cause that made you to overspend with 39 million? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay, no, it's fine. So let me answer the question in relation to overtime in our response.
No.
Okay.
No.
Let me. Okay.
You have an audit committee that is non-functional because of what I've just read to you.
Okay. Let me.
And you have got an internal audit team that the management is not implementing their recommendations. Now, don't tell us about the other issues. We want to know what should be done to you who have got an audit committee that's getting ignored?
Okay.
That is the question that I was asking, is straightforward.
Through you, Chair, when the current administration came in, there were 5 qualification paragraphs for Mangaung. We have reduced that to just 1. And issues of financial statements currently, the non-submission of financial statements is not an issue for Mangaung currently.
Your audit, to your audit committee and internal audit this financial year.
Thank you so much, Chair. Indeed, when we prepare the financial statements, they are given to internal audit unit for them to review. And in terms of our processes, around the 20th of August.
Was the municipal manager cannot tell us what the municipality does. The mayor is also struggling to tell us what the municipality does. So it just exists for the mere fact of existing. It has no impact on the material conditions of the poor and the working class. It is just there to take money from the fiscus. That's all. Thank you. Thank you.
Province. You're now inspired. All right, we'll have the 2 hands. Let's start with you, Musobot.
Chair, to the CFO and the mayor, I think they would know. In 2022, could you give us a figure, and just plain figures, how much was invested by the municipality 2022? How much was invested in 2023? And I'm saying this because you just said that your investments this year are sitting at 45 million. Chair, I beg for indulgence from them now through you.
Work out those numbers. You're going to give them one by one. I'll allow more questions so that you'll be calculating.
There's a follow-up to those questions, Chair.
You want it now or later?
If they could indulge us now, Chair.
No, they won't
help
give you.
us.
No, I want them to go check that whilst we're busy. Then we'll come back to them.
Okay.
It's fine. I'll give it to you.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, Honorable Klute.
Thank you, Chair. Just to add another level of speciality, the Leslie Putswa Development Agency, how is that agency funded? What's its budget for the current year, and what's its purpose? What exactly is the LDA supposed to be doing? Thank you, Chair.
Can we have the last question?
Thank you, Chair. The question I've got is, do you have a functional organogram? Now, I've asked that question quite a bit tonight, but I want to explain what I mean by that. Because everyone's saying yes, but the question is, underneath the organogram must actually be a name of each position of an employee. And then add to that a job description. For example, municipal manager, and the job description can't be, we are a special municipality. It must actually say what his job is. And do they actually do those jobs? So that would, if you can explain what you're doing with 144 people and your actual organogram then makes sense of it, that would, if you go and look at that carefully, you would be able to cut your staff down to at least 1/3 of what you've got at the moment, because I can guarantee you half those people will be coming in and saying as well, we are a special municipality or we're a special department. And then what measures are in place to ensure the consequence management I've just spoken about, that decisions are are handed out with written warnings, demotions, dismissals, and then consequently, consistently applied and not reversed. That would change the aspect of your district municipality inherently.
Let's get the answers, and then I'll get the figures at the end so that you can take the follow-up. Let's answer these other questions.
Okay. If I may start, thank you very much, Chairperson. I started by indicating that we are having environmental health services. So we have officials there who are doing the work in as far as environment management is concerned. We also have staff that is dealing with pollution and other related management related issues. But the most important thing that I would like to highlight, because it was not special in a positive sense, but special in a negative sense. You find historically warm bodies that have been appointed. When powers devolved in 2007 in terms of appointment of EHS personnel that came from local municipalities, those powers were not backed by finance, and you had to raise money to make sure that they have cars to visit these spaza shops and also assist in different respective areas that are environment related. You, on daily basis, these people are supposed to go and visit these establishments and make sure that they meet out some compliance related issues. That's the special that I was referring to. Other district municipalities, even though they are not water authority municipality, you have a district like Sidibeng, they are an agent of licensing. They get revenue from that. In 2005 and 2008 respectively, in the districts that are in the Free State, powers were devolved to the local municipalities. Those are the powers in terms of Section 84, subsection 1A, up to P. But if you look at those powers that were taken from the district municipality, with some of those powers, if this district was having those powers, for an example, market was devolved to Machabeng local municipality, and the district of Sidibeng is still having market. It's an agent in terms of Section 84, subsection 1, that is dealing with public transport regulation and licensing. They get revenue from that, but we don't get revenue as a district. Can I move to LTA? And hence we said we are asking, we cried out loud and say, can you please assist us to get those powers back? We have shouted at the National Cocta, Provincial Cocta, MDB, to get those powers back. Now, yes, LDA is affected because we are affected in terms of funds. In terms of job description, job descriptions are there in terms of the prototype structure that has been highlighted. People of EHS are supposed to do what they are supposed to do.
Few municipalities. Here I just wanted to ask, besides paying the salaries, what else is this municipality doing? Because I'm gathering that bulk of these municipalities, all they seem to be worried about is paying salaries. What else are they doing in terms of service delivery? Is there anything happening there? Because we hear them speaking about. What about all the other functions of a municipality? How far? What's going on there? And I think the premier is still here. I think at some stage the elephant in the room here will be, when do we begin to discuss the role the provincial or the political leadership is playing or has played to date in the dysfunction of these municipalities? Because the political leadership at province and at these municipalities at some stage has to account. There's no way that a provincial leadership will look at deteriorating municipalities and not do anything to a point where municipalities get to the stage. I'm not here trying to posture politically. I know that it's a very touchy subject, and it's not a subject that a lot of people want to discuss, especially on this platform. But I think maybe at some stage the Premier, I would like her to indulge us and tell us, over the past couple of years, what happened? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Majoro?
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, let me go direct to an answer. The reason I provided actually the background that we are from the 3 months kind of, industrial strike with workers, staying away, not operating properly. Amongst other issues is issues that they were affecting the workers, your third parties, and other necessities. We engaged. I've just ascended the office on the 26th. This whole period we've been engaging workers to try to speak to them, the realities that we are confronted with as the municipality, to say, can we get back to work so that we start to address these issues, because it doesn't assist that we are not fully going back to work, we are unable to actually service our communities, and ultimately they won't be able to pay services, and we are not going to be able to get revenue in that regard. But what other things that are actually happening? The municipality is functioning, Honorable Member. We are collecting revenue. We are providing water services. We are attending to complaints. There are critical issues of the sewers and water leaks, whereby we are losing a lot of water in line with water leaks. Then it costs us to procure more chemical, meaning it costs us more spend. So we are attending to those. We are providing services. But indeed, our services are interrupted in between due to part of aging infrastructure, amongst many other things, and we are attending to them. We also want to work towards issue of working on the turnaround time in terms of attending the complaints, because the more we delay in terms of attending to them, it impacts on bad impression in terms of the municipalities, and it's one of the things that actually communities are raising on our interactions. We've been interacting with communities. They've been raising a number of things. We are actually trying our level best to see that we actually meet them halfway and ultimately become better on daily basis. So yes, services are there. We are providing services to our communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Major. I think at some point we'll also need to look at the bloated organograms in our municipality. And also, how do we deal with municipalities that have long reached the ceiling of staff establishment, whereby when we are expected to be in this particular percentage, you triple that. And in one of our committee meetings, the speaker of Machabeng, who is the president of Salga, when we were looking at the challenges of municipality, he indicated that as much as we are dealing with these systematic challenges, we must also look at the invisible hand that is playing part in municipalities. And explaining that as the external forces who've got power over those who are running municipality, who are influencing